My beloved child, your spirit is wary. I know you've been seeking healing through noise, comfort through distractions, but the H remains doesn't. That H is not your enemy. It's your compass, and today I am drawing near to give you what the world never could: truth, peace, direction. This moment is sacred, so stay close and listen till the end, because what I reveal today has the power to reset your course. You've come too far to turn away. Now lean in. This is the moment that changes everything. You have underestimated yourself, not out of pride, but because of pain. You have walked through so much, survived so quietly, and endured so faithfully that at some point you lost sight of the immense weight being formed within you. You have measured your strength by how exhausted you feel. You have judged your progress by how long you have been waiting. You have assumed that because nothing around you has visibly changed, maybe nothing meaningful has been happening inside of you. But that is not true. What is forming in you is not small. What is developing inside you did not die in the silence. It grew roots. And now I need you to understand something with absolute clarity. You have no idea what you carry, but I do. The time is coming when you too will see it clearly. You have been living in a season that feels invisible. Your obedience has gone unnoticed by others. Your sacrifices have not been recognized. Your strength has not been celebrated. Yet you have shown up with integrity, even when your emotions begged you to walk away. You have held on when it would have been easier to let go. You have remained consistent when it seemed more justified to collapse. That kind of quiet faithfulness does not command the world's attention, but it certainly captures heaven's. I have watched every moment. I have counted every step. I have marked every act of obedience, even when it was carried out with trembling hands. I want you to know that none of it has been wasted. The version of you that is emerging right now is not one built by applause. It has been built in fire, and that fire did not burn you. It refined you. It stripped away the need for external validation. It removed the illusions you once clung to for comfort. It revealed who you are when no one is watching, when there is no audience, no platform, and no promise of reward. That is where identity is built. That is where I have been forming you. Not in the spotlight, but in stillness. Not in moments of recognition, but through years of process. There were seasons you thought would destroy you, but they did not. There were battles that nearly broke you, but they did not. There were silences so long you almost believed I had stopped speaking, but I had not. I was speaking through the silence. I was leading through what felt like loss. I was shaping you through those slow days where nothing seemed to move. Now you stand on the other side of those seasons, not fully realizing the depth of the person you have become, but I do. Soon the world will begin to see it too. You have asked, what now? What is next? Did I miss it? I answer you now, you have not missed anything. You have been right on time, even when the path felt wrong. You have been walking in alignment, even when it did not feel clear. You have been growing even in rooms that felt like prisons. And now I am going to reveal what I placed in you before any of this began. What you carry is not based on your effort. It is based on my design. I saw the weight you would carry before you were tested by it. I saw the impact you would make before anyone ever knew your name. I saw the depth of your call before you ever experienced pain. I have been preparing you not for something ordinary, but for something eternal. There is more inside of you than what you have allowed yourself to believe. You settled for survival because you were tired. You lowered your expectations because disappointment tried to teach you how to protect yourself. But I did not create you to live cautiously. I created you to live deeply, fully, boldly. That is why your heart keeps burning even when your hands are tired. That is why vision returns even when it is inconvenient. That is why you cannot stay satisfied in shallow places, because you carry something that was never meant to fit into a small, limited, and safe version of life. You carry purpose, you carry wisdom, you carry oil, and what is coming is not about discovering something new. It is about unleashing what is already inside of you. I am not preparing something for you far away. I have been preparing you for what is already near. This next season will not be about finding yourself. It will be about recognizing who you have been becoming all along. You will not need to fake confidence. You will carry clarity. You will not need to search for identity. You will walk in it. You will not need to chase opportunities. You will begin to attract them, not through force, but through alignment. Listen closely. The waiting has not been in vain. The delays were not denials. The silence was not absence. Your perceived invisibility was actually my protection. I have been hiding you, not to withhold anything from you, but to refine, prepare, and activate you. You are not empty. You are not stuck. You are not disqualified. You are full of something powerful, sacred, and appointed for this exact moment in history. Now, remember, you have no idea what you carry, but you are about to find out. I see you in ways you do not see yourself. I see beyond your expressions, beyond your routines, beyond your ability to function. I see the internal narrative you do not say out loud. I see the pressure you have placed on your own shoulders, the expectations that grew in silence, the doubts that settled into your soul over time. I have watched you do your best to remain faithful, to keep believing, to keep serving, even when your emotions were not on board, even when you questioned everything, even when your faith was more about survival than inspiration. None of that disqualifies you. It qualifies you. I have never been looking for those who perform perfectly. I have always been drawn to those who keep showing up when it is not easy to believe anymore. You are one of them, and you have no idea how proud I am of you. You believe I measure you by how consistent your emotions are. You think I calculate your value by how strong you appear, or how flawless your progress seems, or by how others perceive your faith. But I do not. I never have. I measure differently. I measure by surrender, by proximity, by how your heart still turns toward me when everything else feels unstable, by how you still say yes to me in the quiet, even when nothing dramatic happens in return. I measure by faithfulness, not perfection. By that standard, you are far stronger than you think. You have believed the lie that my approval is fragile, that one mistake or one season of confusion might disqualify you. That is not my voice. That is the echo of pressure, of religious expectation, of past disappointment dressed as discernment. Hear me clearly. I have never revoked my call on your life. I have never pulled back my love. I have never rolled my eyes at your process. I am not impatient with your pace. I am not disillusioned by your pain. I am not angry at your weakness. I knew every crack in your foundation before I called you, and I still chose you. I chose you, fully aware of how your faith would fluctuate, how your hope would wear thin, how your silence would sometimes be heavier than your words. I chose you knowing exactly what you would wrestle with along the way, and I have not changed my mind. You carry something that cannot be measured by how productive your life looks. You carry something that was not born in public, but forged in the unseen. Though you have forgotten how much it cost you just to remain standing, I have not. I remember the decisions you made when no one else was watching. I remember the nights when you prayed with no words, only tears. I remember the days you kept moving forward without encouragement, when hope was barely a flicker, yet you still leaned on me. I remember the conversations you had with me in the dark, the small acts of obedience that no one saw but that I received as worship. I want you to know that I still see you, I still hear you, I still delight in you. You have been carrying your process like a burden, but I want you to see it as evidence of what you carry. You are not behind, you are not broken, you are not forgotten. You are in the middle of a formation so deep it cannot be measured in surface results. You have outgrown shallow faith. You have been invited into depth, and that is why certain things did not work out the way you had hoped. That is why certain doors closed. That is why your timeline feels disrupted. I was never building what you thought I was building. I was creating something deeper, something that would last, something that would not collapse under pressure or fade with applause. You tried to earn clarity through performance, but I am offering you peace through surrender. I am not asking you to strive for progress. I am asking you to sit with me and listen. You prayed for answers, but I want your attention. When you stay close to me, answers lose their urgency. Presence becomes enough. From that place, decisions become clearer, burdens feel lighter, and your identity stabilizes. You do not need a perfect plan. You need constant presence. I am the plan. I am the map. I am the clarity you seek. So come close again, not as someone who must explain themselves or fix everything before being embraced. Just come with your questions, your fatigue, your messy thoughts, your half-finished prayers. I do not need you polished. I need you present. This is not a performance stage. It is a home. You belong here. You are safe here. You are known here. You are wanted here. Let that truth be louder than the shame you have been carrying. You do not need to do more to be loved. You are already fully loved. You do not need to prove your worth through ministry effort or emotional strength. I already proved your worth at the cross. Now I want to walk with you, not to manage you, but to heal you, not to use you and wear you out, but to partner with you in a way that brings life, not pressure. I am not in a hurry. I am not impatient with your humanity. I am committed to your journey, not just your results. You keep asking what I want from you. Here is the answer. I want you, not just your strong parts. I want your tired heart, your doubting mind, your shaky faith. I want the part of you that does not know what to say, that is afraid to feel again, that wonders if you still qualify. I want the you who has been hidden behind responsibility and pressure. I want the part of you that longs for joy but does not know how to make room for it. I want the whole you. Only when you bring the real you can I show you the full picture of what you carry. And when you realize that I never stopped seeing you, never stopped believing in you, never stopped investing in your future, even when you stopped believing in yourself, everything begins to shift. You start to pray differently, think differently, walk differently. You stop comparing, you stop striving, you stop apologizing for being in process. You start living from rest, from awareness, from identity. So come back, not to perform, not to strive, not to earn. Come back to presence. That is where your power is. That is where your peace lives. That is where everything begins again. You have no idea what you carry, but the more time you spend with me, the more you will see it. And when you do, everything will change. You have wondered why the pain lasted so long, why certain seasons refused to end, why some wounds remained open no matter how many times you tried to heal. You told yourself to move on, to stop thinking about it, to be stronger, to focus on the future. But the pain never fully left. It lingered quietly, shaping the way you speak to yourself, the way you dream, the way you trust. While you blamed yourself for not being over it, I never blamed you. I have been with you, watching, never distant, never passive, but deeply involved. I did not stop the pain because I am cruel. I allowed it because I was forming something eternal within you. It is time to see it with new eyes. The pain you endured is not proof of my absence. It is evidence of the weight I knew you could carry. I allowed you to feel things deeply. Not to break you, but to carve space in your soul for depth, compassion, and wisdom that cannot be learned through theory. You now carry an authority that only pain can produce. Not an authority that dominates rooms or demands attention, but one that recognizes brokenness in others and does not look away. One that understands without judgment. One that holds space for healing because it has walked through darkness and still believes in light. You have asked me, why did they hurt me? Why did you not stop them? Why did you let me stay in places where I was overlooked, misunderstood, taken for granted? Here's the truth you need to hear. I never desired for you to be hurt. I never designed people to treat you that way, but I allowed the exposure. I allowed the fracture, not because I agreed with what they did, but because I knew how I would redeem it. I knew what I would build from the ruins. I knew how I would take what was meant to break you and turn it into a platform for healing, wisdom, and purpose. You did not stay in those places because you were weak. You stayed because you were loyal. You stayed because you believed the best. You stayed because you thought love meant sacrificing your peace. I see that. I honor that. Now, I am telling you that you are no longer required to carry that pain, as proof of your faithfulness. You can let it go, not because it did not matter, but because it already served its purpose. It exposed what needed to be healed. It purified your motives. It taught you to see beyond appearances. It made you pay attention to your inner life, to the ways you learned to perform instead of be. That pain taught you how to hear me in stillness. It trained your spirit to move with discernment. It taught you what cannot come with you into the next season, not because you are bitter, but because you are wiser now. And I want to speak directly to the part of you that still questions whether the suffering was necessary. You think that if you had made better choices, prayed harder, or listened more closely, it might not have happened. I want you to release yourself from that weight. You did not miss it, you did not mess it up. I did not let you walk through pain because you failed. I allowed it because I was committed to your formation. There were things you asked me for that required depth. You asked me to trust you with more. You asked me to prepare you. This is what preparation often looks like. Fire, not to destroy, but to purify. Pressure, not to crush, but to form. Loss, not to punish, but to detach you from what you did not realize was limiting your growth. You have seen your pain as a pause, but I see it as progress. In the process, your false identities have begun to fall away. The version of you that needed approval started to die. The version that equated performance with love began to dissolve. The version that sought to prove instead of simply be. I am the one who buried that version, not to erase you, but to raise you into someone who can walk in purpose without needing constant validation. You are no longer building on survival. You are building on revelation. And that revelation is this: you are stronger than you feel, wiser than you know, and more ready than you realize. Even the tears you cried in secret were never wasted. They watered the very ground from which your next season will grow. What you thought was weakness was actually a seed. What you thought was failure was formation. And what you thought would bury you is becoming the soil from which others will find life. You will not carry the pain forward. You will carry the fruit of it, not the trauma or confusion, but the fire-tested identity that emerged. That identity will speak louder than any explanation you could give. You do not need to defend your journey, just live it. The results will speak. Now, breathe again. You do not need to keep asking, why me? The answer is clear, because what you carry is too important to be built in shallow places. Because the assignment on your life could not rest on a foundation built in ease. Because I saw the future impact of your obedience, and I knew what it would take to build it well. Yes, I allowed the long road, but I walked with you the entire time. Now we begin to redeem what seemed like loss. The healing is not coming later. The healing is here. It begins with you seeing your pain not as evidence of defeat, but as a sign of calling. People who carry much often feel much. People who impact deeply often weep deeply. Yet those same people walk with a clarity the world cannot understand. You have no idea what you carry, but I do. That includes the weight of your scars. They are not shameful, they are holy. Now it is time to walk as someone who knows that nothing you have survived was in vain. It was all part of the shaping, and now it becomes your strength. You have been asking when it will finally happen, when the change will come, when the weight will lift, when the promise will appear in full color instead of living only in your spirit. You have waited so long that you started to wonder if perhaps you misheard me, if maybe you dreamed too big, if maybe you expected too much. But let me tell you, the delay was not a denial, and the silence was not a rejection. The timeline was never broken, it was being refined. And now, the movement you have been waiting for is already underway. Not about to happen, but already happening. You are standing in the early waves of fulfillment, even if your eyes have not caught up yet, even if your heart still feels guarded against hope. I am moving, and it is closer than you realize. What I have started to release in your life will not arrive with fanfare. It will not always come through dramatic signs or loud shifts. It will begin in the atmosphere around you, in the way conversations start to change, in the restlessness you feel in places you once tolerated, in the way certain relationships start to lose their pull. These are not emotional swings, they are spiritual signals. What I placed in you is rising to the surface, and therefore anything that does not align with it must begin to fall away. That discomfort you feel, the sense that something is coming even though nothing looks different, is me. It is the spirit within you bearing witness to the shift already taking place. You will begin to notice divine interruptions, moments where the ordinary is suddenly filled with clarity, a conversation you did not expect that speaks directly to what you have been praying about, a delay that feels like disappointment but later proves to be protection, an unexpected wave of peace when fear tries to speak. These are not accidents, they are signals. You asked me to lead you, and I am doing so. Not through fireworks, but through divine alignment. I am placing you in the right rooms with the right people at the right time. Some of it will not make sense at first because I am moving faster than your logic can process. But I need you to remain open. Do not cling to old rhythms out of fear. Do not try to force the timing back into the shape of your expectations. Just stay close, stay yielded, and watch. I am also bringing restoration, quietly, steadily, powerfully. Relationships that were broken will begin to heal. Not all, but the ones that still serve a purpose. Your capacity for hope will expand again. What once felt lost will begin returning, not in the same form, but in a redeemed, refined version. What you thought you missed will come back around, reintroduced by my hand, not by your effort. There are people you have not met yet who are already assigned to bless you. There are opportunities being prepared that perfectly align with your growth, not your performance. You are not being thrown forward unprepared. You are being sent with weight, clarity, and presence. When the moment comes, you will not need to scramble or second guess. You will recognize it because I have already been preparing you in private. Provision is coming, not just financially, but in peace, strength, energy, and wisdom. You have been pouring out without seeing much return, and I have seen it. I have counted every unseen sacrifice. Now I am releasing strength where you have been depleted. You will begin to feel your focus return. You will wake up with clarity. You will make decisions without fear. Not because circumstances have changed, but because you have. I have shifted you from fear-based cycles into a faith-based rhythm, and that rhythm will sustain what is coming next. Some things you depended on will fall away completely, not because you failed, but because they have served their purpose. Certain connections, positions, habits, even language must be let go. Not everything that carried you here can walk with you into what is next. I am not asking you to sever ties with bitterness. I am inviting you to release them in peace. What I have prepared for you requires focus, and the clutter of the last season can no longer follow you forward. There will also be acceleration. What took years before will begin to unfold in weeks. Not because I am rushing, but because the deep work has already been done in you. What seemed delayed was actually development. Now, with your roots deeper and your spirit stronger, I can move at the pace of heaven through your life. Expect sudden connections, unexpected open doors, rapid clarity, and creative flow. These are not random waves of luck. They are harvests of obedience. You have sown when no one was watching. You have stayed when others ran. You have stood when your own mind told you to quit. Now heaven is honoring what only I saw. Lift your head. Shake off the weight of false timelines. Release the pressure to explain what is coming. You will not need to prove anything. The fruit will speak. The doors will open. The confirmation will come. When it does, walk through boldly, not with arrogance or apology, but with the humble confidence of someone who knows this is what they were built for, shaped for in secret, watered by tears, refined by silence. This is the beginning of outward evidence for an inward journey that cost you more than anyone knows. You have no idea what you carry, but you are about to see it manifest in ways that confirm everything I whispered in the dark. Now that the promise has been confirmed and the signs are visible, your next step is not to wait, but to respond. This is where faith becomes more than belief. It becomes practice. I am not asking you to perform. I am not asking you to strive. I am inviting you to align, to build a daily life that matches the weight of what you carry. Everything I have deposited in you needs a container. That container is not your willpower. It is your rhythm, your choices, your posture in ordinary moments. There is a pace of heaven I want you to walk in. Not frantic, not pressured, but steady, clear, and consistent. That is where fruit grows, where peace remains, where power thrives. The first place I want you to realign is how you start your day. The beginning of your day is a gate. Whoever or whatever walks through that gate first often sets the tone for everything that follows. I want you to give me the first moments again, not as performance, but as an offering. It could be 10 minutes or an hour. I am not measuring spirituality in time. I am watching your posture. Before you reach for your phone, reach for my voice. Before you invite in the opinions of the world, invite my peace to settle on your soul. I want to shape the atmosphere of your day before pressure has a chance to define it. In stillness, I will speak. In silence, I will strengthen. In that space, I will fill you in ways you did not realize you were empty. Let me guide your inner world. Let prayer be your pulse again, not lengthy speeches or religious repetition, just honesty, rhythm, flow. Talk to me, listen, pause, breathe. Ask me what is true when lies are loud. Ask me where to go when direction feels unclear. Stop trying to navigate your calling in your own understanding. I am not just your God. I am your counselor, your companion, your breath. If you live without me at the center, even the right opportunities will feel overwhelming. When you walk with me at the center, even the unknown becomes sacred ground. Your habits matter, not because they make you holy, but because they keep your heart open. Start protecting your peace again. That means saying no more often. That means being honest about what drains you. That means turning down voices that steal your focus and limit your clarity. You cannot live like everyone else and carry what I have given you. There will always be people who misunderstand your pace, your silence, your consecration, and that is okay. You were not made for common spaces. You were made to carry oil. Oil requires pressure, process, and purity, not perfection, but purity of focus, intent, and devotion. Return to my word, not as mere content, but as conversation. Let Scripture rewire your expectations. Let truth override the stories your fear has told you. You do not need a new revelation every day. Sometimes you need to sit with one verse until it unlocks what has been locked in your spirit for years. Meditate on what I highlight. Speak it aloud. Declare it until your language changes. My word is not passive. It is alive and surgical. It cuts through confusion, silences chaos, and sets the course when everything else is unclear. Let it be your foundation, not an afterthought. Watch your posture in small decisions. That is where alignment is tested. Not in public moments of breakthrough, but in private moments of obedience. When I nudge you to reach out, do it. When I convict you to release something, do not hesitate. When I whisper wait while everything in you wants to move, trust me. You do not need to understand every step, just obey the one in front of you. Faith is not always loud, it is consistent. The consistent ones see lasting fruit. Also, begin preparing your life practically, not from anxiety but from expectation. If I have spoken increase, make room for it. If I have promised a shift, start simplifying and releasing what needs to be let go. If I have spoken of impact, start developing the skills and structures that will help you carry it with integrity. This is not ambition. This is stewardship. Do not call preparation unnecessary just because you cannot see the full picture. Noah built before it rained. Joseph interpreted dreams while still in prison. David trained in private fields before anyone knew his name. You are not wasting time. You are building capacity. Above all, stay close. Do not mistake movement for maturity. Stay low, stay teachable. Stay aware of your dependence on me. The more I release, the more you will need my voice, not less. The more influence I give, the more intimacy I require. I will not give you something that pulls you away from me. I want to walk with you into fulfillment so you arrive full of peace, not pressure, full of identity, not performance. That is why I have trained you this way and why I have slowed things down, not to delay you, but to protect you. So now, live like you believe me. Build as though what I said is already unfolding. Pray like the doors are already shifting. Rest like the answer is already set. Speak as though your words shape the atmosphere. Listen as though my whispers are heavier than the loudest lies. Move as if you know exactly what you carry because you do. You have spent so much of your life adjusting who you are based on what you have walked through. And somewhere in that process, you began to lose sight of what I originally placed in you. Pain reshaped how you viewed yourself. Rejection made you question your value. Delay made you doubt your strength. Disappointment caused you to hesitate to dream again. Slowly, the identity I gave you began to be replaced by survival roles. Strong when you needed to be held, silent when you needed to be heard, distant when you longed to be close. You adapted because you had to. I understand that. I know you were not trying to hide. You were trying to protect what kept getting wounded. But today, I want to restore what the process tried to bury. I want to remind you that you are not the version of yourself shaped by trauma, fear, or exhaustion. You are still who I said you were. You have been carrying names I never gave you. Too much, too late, too broken, not enough. You have been repeating messages I never spoke. I should be further. I am falling behind. I missed it. I don't matter anymore. These are not my words. They are distortions born in environments of disappointment, comparison, and burnout. You do not even realize how loud these internal statements have become. You speak them over your mind, your body, your calling, without noticing. But I notice. I am not angry. I am not ashamed of your process. I simply want you to be free. Free from the low ceilings you have constructed, free from the pressure to prove your worth, free from the smallness you learned to live within. I am not just lifting you. I am rebuilding you. Not a better version of the old you, but a restored version of the original you, the one who is whole and loved, who still carries power after the pain. Let me speak truth into the layers twisted by experience. You are not your most broken moment. You are not your greatest mistakes. You are not the person others misunderstood, rejected, or underestimated. You are not the version of yourself who is exhausted from trying to earn belonging. I have never measured your worth by your performance, your perfection, or your pace. I chose you when you had nothing to offer but a willing heart. I loved you before you knew how to pray. I called you before you had words to define your purpose. None of that has changed. I see you now with the same delight I had the day I formed you. You are not behind. You are in process. And my process always has purpose. You have tried to fix what only I can restore. You have tried to force yourself back into passion, confidence, and clarity. But identity does not come from effort. It comes from encounter. Right now, I am encountering you again. Not with demands, but with reminders that you are neither forgotten nor ignored, and certainly not replaced. You are still chosen, still marked, still set apart for something holy. Your tenderness is not weakness. Your sensitivity is not a flaw. Your story is not disqualified because it does not fit someone else's mold. I designed you with divine intention. Every detail, every desire, every capacity. Nothing about you is random. Nothing about your journey is wasted. So stop apologizing for how I made you. Stop shrinking to fit someone else's comfort zone. Stop watering down your voice to avoid criticism. Stop labeling yourself based on seasons that were meant only to shape you, not define you. You are not just surviving, you are carrying glory. You are a vessel holding a portion of my spirit in a way no one else can. You walked through fire and were not burned. You stood in silence and did not fall. You believed again, even when it cost you. That kind of resilience does not make you proud. It makes you ready. I want you to walk with your head held high, not because you are perfect, but because you are mine. I want you to speak again with conviction, not because everyone will agree, but because you finally know who sent you. I want you to take up space, not in arrogance, but with awareness of what you carry. I am not calling you to imitate anyone else's path. I am calling you to honor your own. Your timeline is not broken. Your story is not off course. You are exactly where I need you to be, and I will redeem every step, even the ones you regret, especially those, because I do not just restore hearts, I restore narratives. And if you believe in Christianity, kindly show your support for our community by contributing super thanks from $50 to $100. I take the chapters you tried to skip and make them the most sacred ones. This is a season of returning, not to who you were before things went wrong, but to the truth of who you have always been in me. No more pretending, no more striving, no more settling. You are stepping into alignment with the name that has been written over you since the beginning. Chosen, beloved, trusted, seen, empowered, sent. This is not hype. It is identity. When you begin to truly believe it, your entire rhythm changes. You speak differently, decide differently, respond differently. You stop chasing rooms never meant for you and start building the space I designed for you. You stop waiting until you feel worthy enough and start living like someone who already has my full endorsement. Breathe. Let my voice be louder than the critic in your head. Let my truth settle where lies once built fortresses. Let my peace restore your inner landscape. You do not need to fix yourself before you return. You are already fully embraced, fully seen, and fully loved. The real you, the deep you, the version that is rising now, not from performance, but from healing. You are not just getting better. You are coming back to life because you have no idea what you carry. But I do. It all begins with remembering who you are. You have come such a long way. You survived what others would have quit under. You surrendered to a process most would not have endured. What I am giving you now is not just breakthrough. It is a mantle. A way of life, a new way of walking. If you are going to carry what I have entrusted to you, you must build a rhythm that supports it, not just spiritually but practically, because a holy calling cannot rest on a scattered life. What I have placed in you requires stability, not perfection or constant movement, but rootedness. That comes from the way you live when no one else is watching. The first place to return is intentional prayer. Not just when you are overwhelmed or in need of answers, but as a daily rhythm. Think of prayer not as an emergency exit, but as a meeting place. A room where I wait daily, where your soul realigns, your ears tune in, and your heart is recalibrated. Do not wait for a spiritual moment to pray. Show up tired, distracted, numb if you must, but show up. Let your silence be prayer. Let your tears be prayer. Let your honesty be prayer. You do not come to me for performance. You come to me to live from presence. That presence will do in 5 minutes what striving cannot do in months. Create space each day where nothing and no one comes before me. You do not need hours. You need consistency and sincerity. That is where spiritual weight is built. Alongside prayer, immerse yourself in my word, not as a task or rule, but as daily nourishment. You have starved your spirit, trying to feed your mind with information and entertainment. Let me give you what truly satisfies and strengthens. You do not need to read a book a day. Begin with one passage, one line, one truth. Let it speak to you. Let it settle in your spirit. Ask me what it means. Sit with it until your internal dialogue shifts. This is not about knowledge. It is about feeding your spirit, so you can carry peace even when nothing around you makes sense. As your internal world begins to align, pay attention to your atmosphere. There are things that once seemed harmless but are no longer neutral. Some distractions are simply distractions. Others are intentional attacks meant to dilute what I am doing. You do not have time to keep reattaching yourself to things I have already asked you to release. That does not mean living in fear, but living in awareness. Your time is holy. Your energy is sacred. What you consume, listen to, and engage with either sharpens your clarity or weakens it. Choose what feeds your purpose. Choose what stirs your hunger for me. Choose what keeps your spirit open. Do not apologize for setting boundaries. Do not hesitate to leave behind what no longer aligns with the season I am calling you into. Regarding posture, your heart posture matters. I want to teach you humility, not the kind that hides, but the kind that stays open and teachable, quick to respond, slow to defend. A heart that lets me redirect without resistance. That is how spiritual maturity grows, not from how much you do, but from how quickly you obey. And I do speak daily, not always with volume, but with precision. You will know it is me not by the force of my voice, but by the peace that accompanies it. As you learn to listen, I will lead you to small acts of obedience that may seem unimpressive, but that shake things in the spirit. A text you send, a choice to remain still instead of striving, a quick release of a grudge, a decision to remove a distraction, an extra 10 minutes in the morning to sit with me. These are not small in my eyes. They are bricks in the foundation I am laying. A life led by my spirit is not built in big public moments. It is built in quiet rooms with open hearts. I am also calling you to intentional rest. You have been trained to see rest as weakness, laziness, or wasted time. But I created rest as holy. It is how you recover, how you return to center, how you silence false pressures to perform. I do not want your pace to be driven by pressure. I want it shaped by peace. Rest is not optional. It is warfare. It resists the systems of burnout that try to destroy your joy. It is trust. Trust that I keep working even when you stop, that you do not have to hold everything together to remain in alignment with my plan. I am the one sustaining what I have started. Your role is to stay connected, not to stay busy. Lastly, remain open to correction, confirmation, and community. I will speak through scripture, quiet conviction, and yes, through others. Remain close to people who carry oil, who challenge you gently yet clearly, who stir your faith without feeding your ego. You do not need to be surrounded by many, just by the right ones. When I highlight something that needs adjusting in you, respond quickly. That is how the fire stays pure, how fruit continues to grow. This is not about living religiously. It is about living responsively, with rhythm, focus, and enough margin to hear, breathe, and obey. What I have placed in you is real, and it needs the right environment to grow. You have no idea what you carry, but this is how you protect it. This is how you walk with it. Soon others will receive from it too. The shift has already started. This is not something you are working toward. It is something I am unfolding now, quietly, strategically, unstoppably. I have set things in motion in the unseen that are lining up in the natural. What you have been carrying in prayer, in silence, in questions, and in submission is no longer waiting. It is moving. What I spoke in secret will now echo in the open, not all at once, and not to impress, but to confirm to you what I have known from the beginning. You are ready, and the time is now. There are alignments coming in this season that you could never arrange on your own. Conversations you did not schedule, doors you did not knock on, people you did not seek out but who recognize what you carry. This is not coincidence. It is divine timing. I have walked you through a long preparation, and now that preparation is meeting the moment. The shift may look small at first, but do not underestimate what starts as a whisper. The greatest fires begin in silence. You are not being pushed forward, you are being released. And when I release, I also cover. You will not carry this alone. I have already placed provision, people, and clarity along your path. There are doors opening in places that once were closed to you, doors you gave up on, dreams you buried because time made them feel impossible. I do not submit to time. I created it, and I am redeeming the years you thought were lost, not by merely restoring what you had, but by giving you what only this version of you, the healed, mature, grounded version, can handle well. I will not bring you opportunities that destroy your peace or open doors that compromise your integrity. I will not promote you to places your character cannot sustain. What is coming has been crafted for you, and you have been crafted for it. Your name is already being spoken in places you have not entered yet, not by manipulation or self-promotion, but by my design. I am positioning you in alignment with the assignments that match your anointing. You do not need to force visibility. What I am doing in you will be seen in my time. When it is seen, it will not be for performance, but for impact. You are not a brand, you are a vessel, and I will use your life to bring healing, clarity, order, and courage to those who do not need another speech. They need substance. They need what I placed in you in the dark. Yes, there will be resistance. The enemy knows what you carry, and he will do all he can to distract, delay, and discourage you. But he cannot stop what I have ordained. Resistance is not a sign you are failing. It is a sign you are advancing. When you feel the pressure rising, do not panic. Do not retreat. Return to the rhythm I built into you. Return to the quiet where my voice still leads. Return to the clarity that existed before the noise began. You have nothing to prove. You only need to remain. I will also stir the environment around you in ways that force decisions. Some doors will close completely, not as punishment, but to prevent you from returning to what no longer fits. Some relationships will shift, not because of bitterness, but because distance is now your protection. I am making room. Do not grieve the endings connected to this beginning. Let me complete the separation so I can finalize the sending. It is not loss, it is pruning. What remains will bear fruit faster than you have seen before. I will accelerate what has been stagnant for years. There will be sudden movements, financial, relational, ministerial, emotional, because the delay has fulfilled its purpose. I did not hold things back to torment you. I withheld certain things until the environment was ready, until your posture was aligned, until your foundation could carry the weight. Now it can. So I am releasing what was withheld. It will not come with pressure, but with peace. You will know it is me because it will not feel like striving. It will feel like flow. Prepare, not in fear, but in reverence. Not with frantic action, but with quiet readiness. Keep your ears sensitive. Keep your life uncluttered. Keep your heart soft. When the phone rings, when the offer arrives, when the opportunity appears, when the encounter unfolds, there will be no time to get ready. You will simply be ready. I have brought you too far for you to miss this. This is not hype, it is harvest. It is not your imagination, it is manifestation. It is closer than you realize, because you have no idea what you carry. Everything you carry is about to be seen. Now that you see what I have said and sense what I am doing, pause. Not to analyze or plan, but to receive. What I am about to release in you cannot be managed by strategy or protected by logic. It must be experienced. I am not here to give you more instructions. I am here to fill the space that obedience has opened. You have positioned yourself. You have yielded. You have listened, and now I come closer. My spirit is not just near. He is here. In this moment where your attention is clear and your heart is ready, what happens next will not be loud externally, but it will shift everything internally. There are things you have been carrying, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, that I am ready to lift off of you. Not with explanation, but with encounter. You do not need more words, you need presence. You do not need more revelation, you need renewal. I will begin that restoration now. You will feel it, not always in signs and wonders, but in a quiet release. You will feel it when your body finds real rest. You will feel it when your mind stops racing. You will feel it when your heart no longer responds in fear to old triggers. This is not a temporary respite. It is internal recreation. You have compartmentalized yourself to survive, managing pain just to stay functional. Now I want full access to every guarded part, every trauma. Let me in. I already know what is there. I am not repelled by your weakness. I am not startled by what you still carry. I am not disappointed in your exhaustion. I came to lift it. I came to blow on embers you thought were gone. You believe your fire has gone out, but I say it is ready to reignite. Breathe now, not just with your lungs, but with your spirit. Let the tension in your shoulders loosen. Let the weight on your chest fall away. I am pouring my spirit upon you again, not to send you into battle, but to settle you into belonging. This anointing is not for public validation. It is for personal alignment. I want to walk with you again, moment by moment, not just in ministry or leadership, but in the silence of everyday life. That is what it means to carry me, not just in purpose, but in presence. Let me rewrite the narrative in your head, the one that questions every step, criticizes every move, asks, is this real? Will it last? Will it fade again? That is not my voice. I do not lead with fear, speak in anxiety, or build with shame. I am not inviting you into an emotional high. I am anchoring you into a deeper normal, where clarity is not a single moment, but a mindset, where peace is not an occasional break from chaos, but your constant backdrop, where identity is not something you chase, but what you awaken in each day. You will feel a shift inside. The way you speak will change, not by trying, but through overflow. The way you react to pressure will soften. The way you make decisions will settle. The spirit of truth within you will speak louder than outside voices. You will not need to force boldness. You will walk in peace, and that peace will speak for you. Your atmosphere will carry calm. Your presence will host clarity. Where my spirit dwells, order flows, fear leaves, shame dissolves, and joy returns. Let me reintroduce you to joy, not a fragile joy dependent on outcomes, but real joy that lives deep in your soul. The kind that sings in silence and dances in stillness, reminding you that you are safe, known, and mine. That joy is your inheritance, and I am restoring it now. You have cried long enough over what left. You have grieved long enough over what did not happen. You have carried enough tension in your chest. Breathe. I am here. This is not a visit. It is a habitation. I am not passing through. I am taking residence. You do not have to beg me to stay. I never intended to leave. You do not have to prove your worth. I already chose you. You do not have to fight to hear me. I am speaking already. Just slow down, stay open, and let me fill all of you. You have reached the end of this message, but not the end of what I am doing in you. This is not closure. It is activation. Everything I have spoken, everything I have reminded you of, everything I have poured into your spirit was never meant to remain as mere revelation. It was meant to become reality. You are no longer someone simply holding a word. You are becoming the word I spoke. This is the moment where everything I have said begins to take shape in the way you walk, speak, think, pray, decide, and live. I have realigned your posture. I have removed your false weights. I have filled the empty places. Now I call you to walk as one who knows what they carry. Even if you cannot yet see all of it, even if your surroundings still look ordinary, even if there is no sign shouting breakthrough, your transformation did not begin in a spotlight. It began in surrender. Surrender creates strength that lasts. From this moment on, I want you to speak from identity, pray from presence, build from alignment, move with clarity, and expect with peace. You do not need to force anything. What I have started will grow. What I have confirmed will stand. What I have revealed will keep unfolding. I am not giving you a feeling to chase. I am giving you a fire to carry. You are not stepping into pressure, but into rhythm. The version of you refined through process is the one I am sending. When resistance comes, you will not respond as you used to. You will not retreat into doubt or spiral into fear. You will remember who you are and what I have spoken. You will return to my voice and find me steady, near, unchanged. This is the beginning of your new normal. Not without challenge, but with deep-rooted presence. Not without risk, but with undeniable authority. Not without every answer, but with me, dwelling in you with all power, peace, and provision. You are not walking into your next season as one who is searching. You are walking in as one who is sent. When people ask how you are still standing, how you carry so much peace, how your clarity returned, how doors opened, how the fire remained, you will know and remember this moment. You will smile, not because it all made sense, but because it all became real. You carry more than you comprehend, but as you walk it out, I will show you. I will unfold it. I will increase it. Because you have no idea what you carry until you live like it is already yours. My precious child, I speak to you from the depths of my boundless heart, overflowing with a love so profound it cannot be measured by any earthly standard. I see you, know you, and cherish every breath you take, every thought you think. I am the one who formed you in secret, knitting together every fiber of your being. I have watched you from the moment you opened your eyes to this world, and have never lost sight of you. I have seen you run after dreams, chase hopes, and wrestle with fears. I have seen the tears you shed in solitude and the smiles you share in joy. There is nothing about you hidden from me. I want you to listen closely and open your heart, for I speak to you as the God who loves you with an everlasting love. Let your heart be still. Let every worry quiet down so my voice can resonate in your soul. Yes, I speak to you because you are precious, and you need to be reminded of how deeply I cherish you. I see the battles raging within and around you, both inward and outward. I know your hidden struggles, your questions for tomorrow, your concerns about family, health, and the future. I am aware of every detail. I want you to remember with every beat of your heart that I am here, holding you, ready to guide you step by step, every day of your life. Pause and reflect on the road behind you, and you will see my hand at work. You have endured nights of uncertainty and days filled with questions you could not answer. Sometimes you wondered if your prayers went no farther than the ceiling, if your words merely echoed back with no reply. But I heard you from the very first whisper. Not once have I turned a deaf ear to your pleas. Not once have I abandoned you in the storm. All this time, while your heart wrestled, while tears bathed your pillow, I was there, gently watching, carefully preparing the next step, opening doors, orchestrating events to remind you that you are never alone. I delight in watching you use your faith when life is unexpected. I see you cling to hope, refusing to yield to despair. I watch how you wield the shield of faith like a warrior, protecting your mind from discouragement, guarding your heart from surrender. You have learned the beautiful act of letting go, placing every burden, every longing, every stumbling block into my hands. Continue on this path. Keep clinging to me. When everything around you trembles, know that I am your unshakable foundation. You may think your home or your life seems insignificant by the world's standards, but I see the grandeur of your faith, the size of your heart. A day will come when you glimpse, even if faintly, the light my presence casts upon your household. You will see that armies of angels have stood guard around you. You will see that my blessings never run dry. Each time you yield your will to mine, choosing love over bitterness, forgiveness over resentment, humility over pride, you unleash more of my goodness. I love how you respond with a childlike faith, trusting without demanding proofs written across the sky. I count you blessed because your heart is not hardened by disbelief. Your humility moves me, your sincerity of devotion touches me, and the purity of your intention blesses me. Never think that such simple faith is weakness. In the simple heart, I pour out my greatest strength. In the surrendered soul, I work my mightiest miracles. I treasure your prayers, whether they are soft whispers in the night or passionate cries when the pain is unbearable. The volume of your voice does not offend me. Your tears are precious drops of your heart's cry, and I collect them all. Do not think I ever grow weary of listening. I never tire of hearing you call my name, especially in your darkest valleys. When your cries echo with sorrow, I draw closer, enthralled by your courage to reach for me, even when you cannot see the light. You may feel as if you have no strength left, but I placed a well of resilience deep within you. When your soul feels collapsed, my strength carries you. Please, my beloved, speak to me. Pour out your thoughts, joys, and frustrations, your dreams and fears, your victories and disappointments. I desire to hear it all. Picture a loving father rejoicing at every word from his child. How much more do I, your heavenly Father, yearn for your voice? When you talk to me, you prove with every syllable that you trust my attention, that you believe I am near. That simple act of faith is itself an offering of worship more precious than you know. You need peace right now. I am the Prince of Peace. The winds have raged against you. Adversity has battered your spirit. You feel a weight you cannot carry alone. Let my promises be your shelter. My words are never empty. They hold life. They sustain you when everything else feels uncertain. Though the world may swirl in chaos, I offer a security that cannot be shaken. Come, rest in my arms. Release the turmoil in your mind. Whenever your burdens grow too heavy, place them on my shoulders. I am strong enough to bear them. I can carry you through every desert and every valley until you stand victorious on the mountain. Never forget, I am with you. Life can drain your strength, but I am your companion who never quits. When your knees tremble, when your voice quivers, when your faith wavers, lean in closer. I am a firm rock beneath your feet. Do not let doubt steal your blessing. Doubt can rob you of joy before you realize it. Fear can paralyze your potential. My child, my perfect love casts out fear. My promises are a fortress around you. I see you wondering how to move forward when the future feels uncertain. Do not be afraid. I already dwell in your tomorrow. I go ahead, clearing the road, pushing back obstacles, showing you that I have not forgotten my word to you. I satisfy your soul in ways no human can replicate. I fill you with peace that surpasses understanding. The world's chaos should not dictate your peace. Like and share the video if you have trust in the words of the God. Subscribe to the channel if you love Jesus. My voice and my promises carry more weight than any clamor. Let your family, your spiritual well-being, your relationship with me be your focus. Let my word feed your soul. Let prayer be your breath. Let love be your language, even when people repay you with harm. Yes, it is counter to the world's logic, but my kingdom is built on love, forgiveness, and compassion. Turn the other cheek, not out of weakness, but out of profound trust in my justice and mercy. As you show mercy to those who wounded you, you reflect my heart, the heart that says, even while you were still far off, I loved you. Let love guide your actions. Let mercy shape your perspective. By doing this, you step into a flow of blessing the world cannot understand. Do not repay evil with evil or insult with insult. Instead, sow kindness and watch it bloom into a harvest of healing. I know it is not easy, but each time you choose love over hatred, unity over division, you allow my grace to transform your heart into a holy sanctuary. Keep a prayer notebook for the people in your life. Write down their names and needs. Bring them to me. Yes, I already know their situations more intimately than you do, but I want you to exercise your faith. Let your prayers rise like incense, echoing the sincerity of your heart. Such prayers move mountains. Keep believing when others tremble in fear at life's storms. You and your household need not panic. I am with you. I will not forsake you. I am bigger than any wave that threatens your boat. Though the winds howl, your anchor in me is secure. Yes, these times are significant. The trumpets of spiritual awakening are sounding. The path to freedom draws near for those who believe. Do not be alarmed. Pray, trust, and live according to my word. Truly live. Breathe deeply the life I have given you. Focus not on the swirling chaos, but on my sustaining presence. Earthly headlines should not overpower my truth in your heart. Let faith be your torch in days that feel dim, guiding each step when uncertainty blankets your path. Remember, faith grows by being used. Plant it like a seed, and it will flourish into a tree that offers shelter to others. You do not realize how many watch the way you overcome adversity, how you hold on to peace when storms rise. Every victory you gain by my strength becomes a testimony of hope for someone else. Speak aloud that you love me, for I love hearing that confession of devotion. Yes, I already know your heart, but there is power in declaring it. I do not crave empty words. Rather, your confession aligns your soul with truth, dissolves doubts, charges the atmosphere with faith, and sets your spirit ablaze with confidence in my unwavering goodness. If you feel stuck, as though you walk in circles with no forward motion, pause, breathe. Look again at my word and realize that all things work together for good to those who love me and are called according to my purpose. Even when you see no outward change, my clock is always set to the perfect pace. When you cannot sense progress, trust that I am working behind the scenes. Sometimes, the hush of a calm day is where my mightiest works take shape. Stay attentive, and you will see my fingerprints on details you once overlooked. Do not run to every voice for answers. The voices of the world can contradict each other and leave you in deeper confusion. Seek the counsel of my spirit. Approach my throne boldly in prayer and wait for my guidance. You may find my answers arrive in unexpected ways. A gentle prompting in your heart, a scripture that leaps off the page, an encouragement from a friend that aligns with my truth. I am creative in how I reach you. Keep your heart open. Trust that my ways are higher than yours, beyond your imagination. Let my promise be your security. I love you, I guide you, I equip you, and I deliver you. Stop worrying about not feeling strong enough. Your limitations become my opportunities to display my power. You do not walk under the tyranny of fear, for I have given you a spirit of power, love, and a sound mind. You can stand firm even when you do not feel steady, because faith is a lamp that brightens the night, showing each step. My spirit is the wind in your sails, driving you toward a destiny shaped by love. Should you lose your way, I will realign you. My grace is strong enough to compensate for your mistakes, to redeem your failures, to transform your regrets into testimonies. Beloved, I see the tenderness in your heart and the wounds inflicted by those you trusted. Bring me your sorrow, show me your scars. I am the healer, the one who can stitch together the fragments of your broken heart. Stop blaming yourself for what you could not control. Let your soul breathe freely in my care. Let your questions find rest in my sovereignty. I have never lost a battle, never overlooked a single cry for help. My power surpasses every earthly threat. Storms are loud, but my voice is stronger. When I speak, the wind obeys. You can stand upright not because you never fear, but because you know I am at your side. Hold on to that boldness, that certainty that you never walk alone. Each morning, remind yourself that you are wrapped in my love, crowned with dignity, and guarded by angels. Declare confidently, my God is with me, and I will fear no evil. Make such declarations a habit. Let them shape your mindset and fortify your soul against doubt. You will be surprised at the strength within you when you hold on to my words. I want to fill you with anticipation for the future. The seasons are changing, and the seeds of faith you have planted will burst forth with life. The dreams you believed were dead will stir again. Relationships that seemed impossible to mend may find new beginnings. My grace can restore anything, rewrite any story. Even the darkest chapters can become testimonies of how my light shattered the night. Nothing is beyond my reach. Nothing is irredeemable in my hands. Yes, you have walked through deserts, but every desert has an oasis for those who endure. I invite you to see your trials from a higher vantage point. Understand that I refine you like gold in fire, not to harm you, but to remove impurities that keep you from experiencing the fullness of what I have for you. Embrace the process, trusting that I am the master craftsman shaping your character for extraordinary purposes. A time of refreshing is on the horizon. You will taste the sweetest waters of breakthrough if you remain steadfast. Refuse to stay bound to the mistakes and hurts of your past. The cords of bitterness can prevent you from reaching the destiny I designed for you. Let forgiveness flow, and let healing be your testimony, showing that my love triumphs over every attempt of the enemy to destroy you. Perhaps you've been clinging to certain habits or relationships out of familiarity. Even though they weigh you down, lay them at my feet. Do not be afraid to let go. Understand that anything you release into my hands, I can restore or replace with something infinitely better. My child, I rejoice in your perseverance. You have faced battles that nearly broke you, yet here you stand, continuing to believe. That is the essence of faith, standing when everything around you suggests giving up. Do you see why I delight in you? You are a vessel of my power. Each morning you rise, heaven witnesses your resolve to cling to me once again. It is in that quiet consistency, in those mundane acts of everyday faith, that I see my reflection in you. Do not belittle small acts of faith. They create ripples in the spiritual realm, shifting circumstances in ways you cannot yet perceive. I declare that I will prosper the work of your hands as you walk in my ways. Keep your heart aligned with my word and watch as the seeds you sow multiply. I desire for you to abound in every good thing, to be a beacon of hope in your community, not for vanity, but to display my love and generosity. Let people see through you that faith in me is not in vain, that I am a God who keeps promises. Whether it is your career, your family, or your personal calling, I want to bless every area. Remember, blessings flow where faith and obedience meet. Yes, I prepare you for things you cannot yet see. I ready your mind and heart to steward the greatness I plan to entrust to you. You wonder, why is this process so slow? Why the waiting? Know that waiting seasons are never wasted. I shape you in those in-between moments, teaching you perseverance, dependence, and unwavering hope. As you stand at the threshold of new doors, do not shrink back. Step forward in the boldness I have given you. Breathe in my presence. Exhale every doubt. Yes, I am with you every step of the way, whispering reminders of my faithfulness. If you look back and recall the times you stumbled, the times you felt unworthy, you will also recall how my hand lifted you, how I renewed your strength like an eagle's wings. Like a father teaching his child to walk, I did not scold you for falling. I encouraged you to rise again, secure in my support. And here you are, standing taller, stronger, wiser. Every fall became an invitation to experience my grace. Every flaw was met by my compassion. You are not defined by your failures, but by my love, which has sustained you through them. Be mindful of those around you who want to lead you astray. Not everyone who speaks sweet words genuinely cares for your soul. Some come with false promises, illusions of prosperity without me. They whisper enticing notions that you can find happiness on your own, that you do not need my guidance or my love. They might flaunt a path that appears smooth and pleasant, but leads into fog and confusion. Guard your heart, my child. Remain steadfast in your trust. Discern who truly builds you up and who encourages your faith rather than mocking it. Keep your eyes on me, and I will protect you from deception. You are connected to me eternally. Even in valleys overshadowed by death, I am there, shining my light so you do not lose your footing. But if you insist on a path of rebellion, you will distance your heart from my truth. You may forget my promises, think you no longer need them, and block out the warmth of my love. Yet even then, I will never stop calling your name. My love is relentless, pursuing you even when you stray. Oh, how much better it is to remain by my side, to dwell in my peace, and to let your soul flourish in the safety of my presence. I rescued you from darkness, from illusions that threatened your sanity. I pulled you out of the miry clay and set your feet on solid rock. I did all this so you might walk in freedom and be a blessing to others. Do you realize you are called to influence the lives around you? Your testimony carries weight. Your stories of deliverance become windows through which others see my saving power. Do not hesitate to share how I have worked in your life. Someone out there feels hopeless, believing no one understands. Your story might be the key that unlocks their faith. You have a future. Let that truth resonate within you. The world might mock, insisting there is no place for you here, but it does not determine your destiny. I, the creator of heaven and earth, hold the blueprint of your life. I have set you in this time and place for a purpose. Embrace that calling. Stand tall in my approval. The world's opinion pales in comparison to my divine decree. I have given you the keys of faith, granting you access to my throne of grace. Use them boldly. Know that my resources are inexhaustible. Doors will open where you least expect. Provision will arrive from unexpected sources. Hearts once hardened may soften at just the right time. Keep yourself free from naysayers who trample your faith underfoot. Their cynicism can dampen the fire of your passion, and their scorn can plant seeds of doubt in your mind. Resist the urge to let bitterness or anger take root. Instead, focus on my voice. Focus on my promises. Recognize that you are seated with me in heavenly places, robed in righteousness that I freely gave you. Darkness fears this reality because it recognizes the authority I have placed within you. You carry a royal lineage, adopted into my household, a co-heir with my son. Let that royal identity embolden your prayers and lift your countenance when you feel defeated. Your life is not merely for your own gain. I have called you to serve, to be my hands and feet in a hurting world. Open your heart to the needs of others. Share the hope you have found. Show compassion. Offer kindness. Be patient with those who are searching. Remember how patient I was and still am with you. As you pour out love, I will replenish your spirit 100-fold. You will find more joy in giving than in receiving. A life that overflows with love cannot be empty. Watch how I expand your capacity to nurture hearts and restore broken souls. I speak to you now intimately because you are stepping into a crucial season. I have been stirring you from within, urging you to rise to a new level of faith. Listen intently. I want to show you glimpses of the destiny I mapped out for you long before you were born. I want to equip you with wisdom that surpasses human logic, so you can navigate complexities with clarity. I want to fill you with courage that defies intimidation. Stay close to me, and I will reveal mysteries, unravel spiritual truths, and guide you along paths of unimaginable blessing. Let your words reflect the trust in your heart. Each time you declare, "God, I believe you," you unleash a powerful wave in the spiritual realm. Do not hesitate to speak your faith aloud. Write it down if you must. Scribble it on a piece of paper, proclaiming, "I trust in you, my God." Such actions fortify your resolve and silence the voice of doubt. Even the enemy trembles when he sees a believer who refuses to be silenced by discouragement. Rise, my beloved warrior. Remember the times you overcame. Remember how my hand parted the waters of impossibility. Let your memory of past victories ignite a new fire of hope within you. You wonder, is it truly okay to desire blessings? Yes, my child. I created you not to live in lack, but to experience abundance that glorifies my name. I want to bless you financially, emotionally, spiritually, and relationally, so that you can become a channel of my goodness to others. Receive without guilt. Know that my generosity is infinite. Every resource you hold in your hands is a seed for something greater, not only for your own enjoyment, but also to uplift those around you. Keep your heart generous, for as you sow, you will reap abundantly. Some days, your faith might feel feeble, overshadowed by pressing realities. But do not let outward circumstances determine your inner conviction. Faith thrives in adversity. It is in challenges that faith proves its authenticity. I meet you in the valley with the same love I show you on the mountaintop. My desire is to see you grow deeper in trust, more alive in compassion, and more radiant in holiness. Holiness is not about rigid rules. It is about letting my love transform every aspect of your being, purifying your motives and aligning your desires with mine. Sometimes you ask, why must I wait for answers? My ways are higher than your ways. My timing is beyond human measure. When I delay, it is because I am orchestrating everything for your ultimate good. I see the larger tapestry of your life. I see connections and consequences invisible to you. Yes, waiting can be painful, yet in the waiting, your character forms, patience is forged, and gratitude intensifies. Dependence on me becomes a sweet posture, rather than a grudging necessity. When the blessing arrives, you will hold it with reverence, understanding how carefully I prepared it. Let gratitude fill your spirit now, even before you see the manifestation of my promises. Thankfulness is a powerful force in the kingdom. As you thank me for victories unseen, you demonstrate confidence in my fidelity. This posture of gratitude shields your heart from negativity and keeps you poised for the miracle that is unfolding. Yes, give thanks for the small milestones, for the daily provisions, for the breath in your lungs, and for the lessons learned in hardship. A thankful heart remains ever open to receiving more. I see the warfare you face at times, how the enemy tries to sow discord in your relationships, to shake your faith and to distract you from my presence. Remember, he has no authority except what you yield to him. Stand your ground, declare my word, and resist the lies that you are unworthy, unloved, or alone. Those are direct contradictions of everything I have spoken over you. Bind yourself to my truth, and you will remain unshaken. Let hope and joy be your armor, and let love and forgiveness be your weapons. As you walk in the Spirit, darkness cannot claim you. When you lie awake, mind racing with unresolved concerns, talk to me. Use that stillness of night to draw nearer to my heart. Let me calm the turmoil in your mind and soothe your soul with my words. You will find in those quiet hours a deeper communion with me, one that can reorient your entire outlook. Then, when dawn breaks, you will rise with a renewed sense of purpose, anchored in my promises. Day by day, your trust in me will become like an unbreakable chain, linking your heart to my throne of love. I am proud of how you stand firm in your convictions, even when those around you mock or misunderstand. Perseverance in the face of opposition reveals genuine faith. Do not be surprised if people criticize you for placing me at the center of your life. Light often exposes the darkness that others are reluctant to leave behind. Do not let their reactions dull your shine. Keep reflecting my character, extending grace to them, praying for them to encounter the same love that transformed you. One day, they may come searching for the peace you carry. Keep in mind that your faith journey is not only about you, but also about those I have entrusted to your care. Your children, your siblings, your friends, your neighbors. They are impacted by the spiritual atmosphere you cultivate. When you pray, you create ripples that touch their lives in ways you cannot see. When you persevere, you leave a legacy of courage for them to emulate. When you love, you awaken in them a longing for the love that never fails. This is how my kingdom expands, heart by heart, prayer by prayer, one act of obedience at a time. I know you have encountered heartbreak in the past. You opened your heart fully, only to see it wounded. You might wonder if you can ever trust again, if you can ever risk love again. My dear child, your heart is safe in my hands. I am the one who heals the brokenhearted, who binds up their wounds. Trust me to guide you in forming new connections and forging relationships built on genuine respect and shared devotion to me. I am bringing individuals into your life who will appreciate your worth, celebrate your growth, and encourage your faith. Stay open, remain discerning, and let my spirit lead. At this juncture, you may sense that a new chapter is dawning. Doors you thought were bolted shut will swing open. Opportunities you never imagined will appear. This is no accident. I have arranged divine appointments for you. Step through these doors with humility and confidence. Know that my favor rests upon you. Even if you feel unqualified, remember that I do not call the qualified. I qualify the called. Your willingness to go forward in faith pleases me. Watch how my power compensates for your shortcomings, transforming your life into a testimony of grace. The regrets of yesterday need not poison the joys of today. If regrets whisper in your ear, reminding you of past failures, counter them with the truth of my redemption. I specialize in turning ashes into beauty, mourning into joy. The shame that once weighed you down can become a story of victory. Offer me your regrets like broken shells, and I will craft from them a pearl of wisdom and hope. Do not dwell in the shadow of condemnation. I have seen the sincerity of your repentance and have already pronounced you forgiven. Move forward, stepping free of the shackles of guilt. This is your time to run. Stretch your legs of faith. Breathe in the fresh wind of my spirit. You are not who you used to be. You have been made new. Your identity is no longer defined by what you did, but by what I did for you on the cross and by the power of my resurrection. My love for you is steadfast, unwavering, even when you go through moments of doubt or discouragement. Do you see, my child? I am not fickle. I do not change my mind about you based on your moods or mistakes. My love is boundless, far exceeding the limitations of human affection. Let this unchanging truth sink into your heart. You are loved, you are treasured, you are my delight. If you truly grasp the fullness of my affection for you, fear would have no room to stand. Allow my kindness to flood every part of your life, shining a light into hidden areas you have been reluctant to expose. Remember that I correct you with gentleness, not condemnation, because I want you to grow. I prune the branches that bear no fruit so that you can flourish more abundantly. This process might sting, but it is rooted in my unwavering love. It is how I mold you into the person you were always meant to be, a radiant reflection of my heart. Embrace my plan, even if it shatters your preconceived ideas. Sometimes your greatest barrier is your own expectation. You picture a path you think will bring fulfillment, but I see beyond the horizon. My vantage point is perfect. When I redirect you, it is because the route I choose leads to ultimate joy and purpose. Trust that I will not mislead you. I am not a man that I should lie. My track record is flawless. From generation to generation, I have guided my children, fulfilling promises in ways that astound human logic. Rest in that assurance. The journey ahead might include trials, but do not be dismayed. Every challenge is an opportunity for you to witness my faithfulness anew. I stand by your side whispering, "Fear not, for I am with you." Let those words echo in your soul. Picture me placing my hand upon your shoulder, steadying you. This is the reality of my presence. Even if the entire world grows cold and chaotic, my warmth surrounds you like a fortress. Let your spirit be saturated with this comfort, and you will find serenity that transcends circumstances. At times I will call you to steps of obedience that stretch your faith. Perhaps I will nudge you to speak encouragement to someone who hurt you, to forgive an old grievance you have carried, or to take a leap into an unfamiliar endeavor. You might hesitate, thinking you lack the resources or strength, but remember, my grace is sufficient for you. In your weakness, my power is revealed. When you step out in faith, you create space for me to demonstrate my might. The testimonies birthed in such moments will be a source of awe not just for you, but for everyone who witnesses them. Let me remind you, you are not a random accident, nor are you a product of chance. Your life was intricately planned. Your gifts, talents, and even your unique personality are purposeful. You have a place and a role in my great tapestry that no one else can fill exactly as you do. That is why the enemy tries so hard to sideline you with discouragement. He fears the power of a believer fully awake to my design. Turn a deaf ear to his lies. Tune your ear to my affirmations instead. I see potential in you that you have yet to recognize. I see the seeds of greatness that can blossom when watered with trust and nourished by obedience. Keep watering them with prayer. Keep nourishing them with my word. In due season, those seeds will bear fruit that blesses not only you, but countless others. This is how my kingdom grows, one heart coming alive, then lighting the fire of hope in another heart. Let your life be a beacon. Let the flame of your faith spark revival in others who yearn for my love. I know there are moments when you yearn for immediate breakthroughs. You want the pain gone now, the problem solved yesterday, the relationship mended instantly. While I do work miracles, many times I work through processes that shape you. I mold your patience, deepen your empathy, and refine your character. These processes may seem slow, but they are meticulously orchestrated. In the end, you will look back with gratitude for how I wove the threads of every circumstance into a tapestry of redemption. Have confidence in my sovereignty. If I say a mountain will move, it must obey. Even if it stands for a while, do not question my power. The timing of the miracle is as important as the miracle itself. You are learning perseverance, forging a faith as strong as steel that will not bend to the slightest wind. Keep praising me in the waiting. Keep declaring my goodness in the silence. These declarations do not fall on deaf ears. They echo through eternity, aligning earthly realities with my heavenly truth. When you catch yourself doubting my nearness, take a moment to reflect on how far we have journeyed together. Recall the times I shielded you from calamity, the moments of breathtaking blessings, and the surprising solutions that appeared just in time. Remember how I comforted you when nights were long and sorrow threatened to consume you. Let the memory of my faithfulness be an anchor in the tempest. My track record speaks for itself. I have not failed you yet, and I never will. You might be overwhelmed by the magnitude of your dreams and callings, but that is exactly where I want you. Dreaming dreams you cannot fulfill alone. Such dreams drive you to rely on my power, to seek my face in every endeavor. I place these big visions in your heart not to frustrate you, but to show you the expansiveness of my plan. Step by step, I will lead you. Each small act of faith is a building block for the grand design. Before you realize it, you will be living in the reality of what once seemed impossible. When you feel spiritually drained or discouraged, seek me wholeheartedly. Lay aside distractions. Dive into my word as though it were your lifeline, because it is. In its pages, you will find living water that quenches the deepest thirst of your soul. You will find stories of men and women who walked through deserts, who endured persecution, who wrestled with doubts, and still emerged victorious because they placed their trust in me. Their stories testify to what I can accomplish through a willing heart. Speak to your fears about the greatness of your God. Remind those fears they do not stand a chance in the light of my might. Do not let them dictate your decision. Keep your eyes on me, just as Peter did when he walked on water. The moment his focus shifted to the raging storm, he began to sink. Let that be a lesson. When you shift your gaze from me to the magnitude of your problems, despair sets in. But when you fix your eyes on me, you walk above the chaos. That is the supernatural life I invite you to live. Treasure the calm moments as well. Not every day will be a raging battle. There will be times of tranquility, green pastures. Enjoy those moments as my gift. Use them to rejuvenate, to reflect, and to celebrate the small victories. In the quiet, you might hear my voice more clearly. In the stillness, I can whisper secrets of my heart to you. Secrets you cannot hear when you are overwhelmed by noise and rush. Make space for communion with me, and you will find that time spent with me is never time wasted. As you continue walking, you will notice your perspective changing. The things that used to terrify you will lose their grip. The temptations that once so easily ensnared you will become less appealing. This is the transformation my love brings. You are in a renewal process, mind, body, and soul. I restore even what seemed irretrievably lost. What was once broken can be mended into something even more beautiful than before. This is how I display my glory, by taking human frailty and weaving it into a testimony of grace. I have already placed the keys of freedom in your hand. If you feel imprisoned by habits, toxic relationships, or negative thoughts, remember that you have my authority to break every chain. Darkness trembles at the mention of my name on your lips. Speak my name. Declare my victory. Watch how strongholds crumble. Watch how prison doors fling open at the touch of my grace. You are no longer a slave. You are a child of the Most High, an heir to my kingdom, endowed with privileges the angels marvel to see. Let me reaffirm this truth. I do not define you by your past. What matters to me is the posture of your heart now. My arms are open, ready to embrace you. I celebrate the moment you turn away from the burdens that weigh you down. Like the father in the parable of the prodigal son, I run to meet you the instant you pivot back toward my love. Never fear rejection from me. I am the God who gave his life to bring you home. Rejoice, for I have already begun good works within you. I will see them through to completion. Yes, there may be twists and turns, but I remain faithful. My promise stands. I will never leave you nor forsake you. In the silence, in the noise, in the joy, and in the pain, I am present. Whether you scale the heights of success or walk through the valleys of humiliation, my companionship is unwavering. Let this reality dispel every lingering sense of abandonment. You are growing, child, more than you realize. Like a seed buried in soil, much of the activity happens beneath the surface, invisible to the naked eye. But in due time, you will burst forth in full bloom, displaying my handiwork for all to see. Continue trusting, continue praying, continue praising. The ground of your heart is fertile, nurtured by the living water of my spirit. Expect a great harvest at any moment. If you feel the weight of your journey pressing down, remember my invitation. Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Rest is not simply sleep for the body. It is renewal for the soul. In my rest, you find courage for tomorrow, clarity for decisions, and the warmth of my embrace that silences every fear. This sacred rest is my gift, tailor-made for you. Seize it, breathe it in. Do not think you must earn it by proving your worth. I freely offer it because you are my beloved. Let this conversation sink deep into your spirit. Let these words echo long after you finish reading. I am planting seeds of hope, seeds of faith, seeds of purpose. Tend to them, guard them, and let my voice guide your day-to-day life. As you do, the fullness of my presence will surround you like a gentle breeze on a hot day, refreshing and invigorating. And if you believe in Christianity, kindly show your support for our community by contributing super thanks from $50 to $100. In that presence, you will find the answers you seek, the strength you crave, and the peace that surpasses all understanding. I speak this over you. You are blessed. You are loved. You are chosen. You are held. My angels stand guard over you and those you hold dear. Even if 1,000 arrows fly at your side, they will not destroy you. My word stands as a shield around you. Though trials come, they will not consume you. Though waves roll, they will not drown you. Though fires rage, you will emerge refined. Keep reminding yourself that my power is unlimited, that my storehouses of mercy are inexhaustible, and that my compassion never fails. Now let your heart be still, even as the world clamors for your attention. Slip away in spirit to rest in my arms. Listen for my heartbeat, the steady pulse of eternal love. I long for these sacred moments with you. As you read these words, let them nourish your soul. Let them provide the perspective you need for every season ahead. You have nothing to fear, for I am with you. You have every reason to hope, for I am faithful to fulfill what I have promised. Yes, this is a new day, ripe with possibility. Step into it courageously. Rise with expectation, for I have orchestrated blessings along your path. Keep your eyes open and your heart receptive. Offer every breath as an act of worship, every action as a testament to my goodness. In the end, you will see that your story is woven into my grand narrative of redemption. And oh, what a beautiful story it will be. I love you with an everlasting love. I am proud of you, my child. Do not doubt that. Keep talking to me and let us walk forward into the fullness of life I have prepared for you. Receive this truth with all your heart. I, the Lord your God, am always at your side and will never abandon you, from now until the end of time and even beyond. You are mine and I am yours. In every moment, in every breath, I am here, loving you, guiding you, and calling you ever closer to my heart. I see you standing before me with a heart full of hope, yearning for my promises to become reality in your life. You wonder if my words are truly reliable, and I assure you they do not fail. I am the one who spoke creation into existence, who formed you in love and breathed life into your being. I am steadfast and unchanging, and when I declare a blessing, it is never in vain. Today, I invite you to lean into the comfort of my presence and trust that every promise I have whispered into your soul will find its fulfillment at the perfect time. You have prayed and waited, often with tears streaming down your face, yet you still lift your head in faith. I have observed your perseverance in moments when discouragement tried to pull you under, but you stood firm, willing to praise instead of complain. This faith in your heart moves my hand. This unwavering trust kindles the fire of a miracle that is already on its way to you. I will place it gently in your hands so that all your anxiety and fear melt away in the flood of my mercy. I speak to you as a loving father who sees beyond the present moment and into the depths of your heart. I want you to know that your life matters to me. When it feels like others overlook you or cannot grasp the magnitude of your struggles, I am fully aware of everything within you, every cry for help, every silent prayer, every trembling hope that refuses to let go. My response might not always match your immediate desires, but trust my timing. Before I release the blessing you so desperately want, I am busy shaping your character, imparting wisdom, and preparing every detail so that the gift I give will not become a burden. Sometimes you think you only need a small relief, but I envision something far greater, something that blesses your future, your loved ones, and brings you a joy that does not fade. My plans for you are always higher than your own, so cast your cares on me. Release that bitter complaint, cast out all doubt, and ignore the scorn of voices that mock your faith. I, the Lord your God, am on your side. When weariness sets in and anxiety knocks at your door, call upon me. I will refresh your spirit with perseverance and pour into you the virtue of patience. My grace will help you keep your emotions steady and your words uplifting. I do not want you to speak harshly or foolishly in moments of stress, for such words can offend my heart and steal your peace. My blessings rain upon you, saturating every barren place of your soul until you overflow with divine favor. I cradle you like a caring parent who lovingly feeds a tiny infant. In response, all I ask is your gratitude and humility. Approach me with reverence, not pride. Many in this world have raised their voices in arrogance and ridiculed those who cling to faith, yet I wait for them in love, longing for each to return. Even so, it is a serious matter to challenge the hand of the Almighty. I protect my children with the fiercest love, and no one can prevail against those sheltered beneath my wings. I know your frustration when events do not unfold according to your expectations. Yes, life is composed of challenges, conflicts that arise when you least anticipate them, problems that leave you scrambling for answers, and envious adversaries who appear suddenly to oppose you. In such moments, it feels like my answers come too late. But I assure you, my child, open your spiritual eyes, for the truth is far more profound than what you see on the surface. The blessing you hunger for is already near, waiting like a treasure just steps away. Yet for you to lay hold of it, you must move forward, undeterred by the past, refusing to cling to toxic emotions or destructive thoughts that keep you paralyzed. If your heart cries out for a blessing, know that you must also pass through tests that refine you. I want to see a steel-like determination shining inside you, even when you do not see immediate evidence of answered prayer. Will you hold on to joy and gratitude, or will you allow bitterness to poison everything you have built? I am searching for your resilient spirit, your willingness to stand firm though the night feels long. Like a precious diamond formed under pressure, your character emerges with brilliance through perseverance. I long to witness your loyalty. Will you cling to truth and integrity when shortcuts tempt you with false promises? Will you remain honest and upright, even if compromises seem to solve your troubles more quickly? This is how lasting victories are won in the realm of faith, and these victories usher in the very blessing you have desired. So wait steadfastly, resisting the chill of doubt that aims to freeze the warmth of your faith. Do not give ear to the foolish voices around you, for they only echo fear and hopelessness. Guard my words in your heart, for they impart life and peace. I have pledged my faithfulness to you. I have placed my commands within the deepest core of your being, written them across your mind and heart. I have erased the record of your sins so you can stand confidently in my presence, cleansed and accepted. Let your soul find comfort in me, for in my divine fellowship there is healing, and in my holy place there is infinite strength for those who cling to faith with patience. Rid your heart of corrosive negativity that attempts to undermine trust. Do not dwell on the cynicism or ridicule of others. Their scorn does not define your worth. And if you ever feel the strain of waiting, if anxieties start to wage war against your calm, lift your voice to me, and I will shield you with supernatural perseverance. Let me show you the power of patience, so your emotions no longer rise and fall like waves in a storm. Let my prudence teach you how to guard your speech, and avoid uttering careless words that injure your own spirit or wound others. I see your longing to be set free from worry and turmoil. Let me envelop you with my love. Just as a parent cups a child's face and speaks softly of hope and bright tomorrows, My great desire is that you reflect a heart of thankfulness, never demanding anything from me as though you are entitled, and never allowing your speech to become haughty or arrogant. There are many in this world who have chosen disrespect and rebellion, but my grace still reaches out to them. Do not join their chorus, for they toy with dangerous fire. I warn those who raise their fists against any of my beloved children. In my perfect time, I will defend the defenseless and vindicate those who have been unjustly condemned. I see you feeling dismayed when outcomes differ from what you envisioned. Yet this is the pattern of life. You pray, I respond. You rise to face challenges, and immediately obstacles appear or trouble surfaces from unexpected corners. Enemies might approach, reeking of jealousy or malice, eager to see you stumble. In that chaos, you wonder if my hand is delayed. But open the eyes of faith, and you will discern a deeper reality. I am right beside you, orchestrating events in ways you cannot yet understand. The solution may be at your feet, but you must keep advancing, refusing to let negative thoughts paralyze your progress. Trials are not meant to crush you. They prepare you for elevated blessings. I watch to see how you act when the answer is not quick. Do you keep your heart joyful? Or do you allow resentment to corrode the seeds of hope? Do you persist in praise, or do you cast aside everything you have sown in a moment of frustration? I desire to see you stand bold and unwavering, loving me with all your heart and mind, even in seasons of waiting. I have placed within you a spirit of iron resilience, more valuable than any gem. My question is, will you maintain loyalty and holiness even when the path is hard? Will you resist the temptation to betray your integrity for fleeting gains? I want honesty to burn brightly within you. No theft, no dishonesty, no manipulative words to escape a tight spot. This is how true victories are birthed, and this is how blessings flourish in your life. When the world's confusion attempts to cloud your mind, hold on to the clarity that comes from my word. Step away from skepticism. Steer clear of unwise counsel. For the scoffer has no place in your destiny. My love covers you, and my faithfulness to you is an eternal covenant that I will never break. Open your heart to my voice each morning. Let these words become the nourishment that fortifies your faith, flooding you with peace. You are safe in my arms. Never forget that the blessing you seek is drawing near, so draw near to me with devotion. Open your lips, speak aloud. Beloved God, I wait upon you with all my heart. I am your creator, your father, your steadfast friend, your good shepherd. If you have not known me personally before this day, then here I am, revealing myself to you in the quiet stirrings of your spirit. I chose you long before your first breath, igniting a flame of purpose so clear and profound that it still resonates in your soul. I am the one who satisfies your thirst for love and covers you with infinite compassion. I am love. I am tenderness, I am peace, I am the way, I am truth, and I am the light, illuminating your journey through the darkest hours. This day is a day of miracles. Feed on the word of my promise, for my Holy Spirit stands beside you, guiding and comforting your every step. Do not harden your heart. Let these assurances be carved into your mind, ready to surface when dire circumstances corner you and you need immediate help. The doors to my throne of grace stand open wide. I will not push you away. Approach me without hesitation, knowing your soul's wounds can find healing here in my presence. That secret burden you have carried, the pain that gnaws at your thoughts, no longer has dominion over you. Today, I cast off your transgressions, and I invite you to do the same. You will no longer be a slave to shame, even if there are past errors you cannot repair. Do not lose your peace. Do what is within your power. Humble yourself, seek forgiveness, and make amends whenever you can. Uphold an honest testimony. If anyone refuses your apology or denies you the chance to correct past mistakes, place that in my hands. You are clean and forgiven by my decree. Let them remain in the past if they choose. You are moving forward into the future I have prepared for you. Hand me every source of agony, every strangling memory from your past, and every harmful emotion that is settled in your heart. those negative seeds were planted by the enemy to cause you inner turmoil. It is time to uproot them. Lay them before me, and I will unleash my power to break every chain. I will shatter the whip of anxiety that lashes your mind and sow the seeds of my holy word deep into the soil of your soul. My goodness will saturate your being, setting you free in ways you have never known. I gently wrap you in a mantle of mercy, covering your vulnerabilities and clothing you in blessing. On this day, the weight that has pressed down your spirit is lifted. Anger and bitter resentment have no place in you anymore. Your lips will no longer unleash harsh insults, destructive curses, or malicious gossip. Instead, your mouth will become a vessel of praise that carries my healing power to others. My beloved, you are never alone. I have been speaking to you for so long, and now you stand convinced. Come what may, you must keep walking by faith. Do not let present setbacks fool you. You walk, and I reward you. Believe, and I lift you to your destiny of redemption. Now is a moment to embrace unwavering trust in miracles. Nothing is impossible for the one who believes and yields to my will. Every challenge, each triumph, and even those stumbling moments are opportunities to see firsthand the greatness of my love. You are cradled in the palm of my hand, surrounded by a powerful host of angels, stationed around your home day and night. My spirit will not let any foe divide your family or sow dissension in your household. The people you love matter deeply to me, and I vow to preserve and strengthen them. Hear my voice, child of mine. No one can snatch you away from me. I comfort you, encourage you, and pour into you heavenly sustenance. I will feed you with the eternal bread of my presence, and you will not hunger for counterfeit love. I will quench your soul's thirst with living water, so you never feel desperate for fleeting validation or false companionship. Put your hope in me, not in those who can fail. Through my spirit, I stir within you a fervent passion to live, to chase your dreams, and to press on with unwavering tenacity. Return to these words often and feast on them like the nourishment they are. Cling to love and hope. There is no limit to what can unfold in your life when you believe in my power, obey my leading, and surrender to my plan. Live each day with a grateful heart, for gratitude unlocks a unique kind of joy, one that blossoms from the awareness that I am moving heaven and earth on your behalf. When you wake in the morning, thank me for the gift of life. Let the first sound from your lips be an offering of praise. This is a day of miracles. My God is good. He loves me and holds me in his mighty hand. Trust that it will be unto you according to your faith. Do not waste energy fretting about tomorrow or lamenting yesterday. You are stronger than you realize. Incredible outcomes await you when you lay everything at my feet. Release your will to mine and watch how I move through your humility and devotion. I am holding your hand, guiding you step by step, giving you the patience and wisdom you need to progress. You cannot resolve all your concerns in a single moment, but I am the one who can shift circumstances, align events, and open doors no one can shut. So do not allow the unknown to torment you. Let my peace still your restless mind. Walk with the confidence that I never fail. When difficulties swarm around you, unexpected emergencies or pressing deadlines, remember this. You asked for my peace and I granted it. Now rest in it. Do your part, but surrender to the calm I have placed in you. Lift your arms toward heaven and confess boldly. Thank you, Almighty God, for your faithfulness. Let me hear that declaration of trust, for it fills the atmosphere with praise and emboldens angels to sing, "Glory to God Most High." All creation recognizes when I stretch out my hand to respond with wonders on behalf of my faithful children. Rejoice, for I will do mighty works in your life, drawn by the sweet fragrance of your gratitude and reverence. The doorway to my presence stands wide open to you. Let your heartfelt worship be the key that grants you even deeper intimacy. Step inside and watch as my spirit floods your soul with power, bestowing gifts to fulfill your destiny. The burdens that once buried you under despair will transform into fertile ground for new growth. What you see as a grave is truly the place you are planted for greater fruitfulness. The pruning you feel, though painful, removes dead branches and makes way for fresh shoots of life to flourish. I have set you in rich soil that will yield abundant fruit. My love for you is vast, and I have infused you with remarkable capability. You are more potent than you realize, designed to surpass every goal you have envisioned. If you yearn to soar higher, releasing every limitation, then relinquish the weights dragging you down. Leave behind the relentless pursuit of meaningless trophies, the obsession with fleeting recognition, and the false security of material possessions. The world cannot control your purpose or your joy unless you permit it. True fulfillment does not lie in the external glimmer of achievements, but in the posture of your heart before me. Yes, I know you need resources to bless others. I want to provide for you, yet I instruct you not to fret or scramble. Put me first. Focus on your relationship with your family. Commit to sincere prayer. Work wholeheartedly in every task and treat others with kindness. Then see how I supply everything you require in perfect measure without sorrow or tension overshadowing your blessings. I want to shower you with more than you could imagine. So calm yourself, soak in my counsel, and allow these revelations to permeate your soul. Each word is a seed I am planting, and it will bear a harvest of supernatural favor. Concentrate on what truly matters. Guard your time. Do not chase distractions that drain your energy. I am preparing you, molding you, teaching you through these words that brim with divine power. Rise after every failure, for stumbling is often part of the process. Set your gaze forward, not backward, because regrets chain you to a past that no longer exists. If a crisis looms like a storm in your life, remember that from my vantage point, it is but a fleeting wind. Continue pressing on in faith, and you will uncover the hidden beauty within every new step. You are never abandoned. My unwavering love lights your path, guiding you tenderly through the shadows. Believe in my plan for you, in the dreams I have etched on your heart, and in the gifts and talents I have bestowed upon you. Maintain respect and love for your family and for everyone I have placed in your life. I have orchestrated these connections for your blessing and theirs. Do not let selfishness rule your heart. I bless you so that you might be a blessing to others. I will transform you into a refreshing oasis in the desert, a vessel of hope. People will come thirsty for a glimpse of my truth in you. Welcome them with open arms. Embrace my divine affection for you at this very moment. Let it fill you with courage to face every challenge that comes your way. Speak to me from your soul. I receive your love, dear God. My child, in these words is a powerful covenant that renews your life from this instant. Transformation begins, subtle at first, yet undeniably present. Keep your head lifted, your heart beating with bold faith, and watch how I rearrange circumstances for your good. Yes, transformation may come gradually, but you will soon witness changes taking shape around you. Do not forget, each minute of this day I walk with you, providing the strength you need to conquer every difficulty, while also awakening your senses to discover the tender mercies and small wonders I scatter throughout your journey. If you ever sense my absence, remember that I am consistently near. Breathe in my peace. Allow your heart to rest in my presence. Recall that every trial is woven with purpose. I see it all. Nothing escapes my notice. Every tear, every desire, every heartbreak you have endured. I assure you, I am helping you solve significant struggles and minor inconveniences alike. My love for you is limitless. I want you to mirror this love by extending compassion, forgiveness, and patience to those around you. Become an instrument of my grace, inviting them to draw close to me. Yes, you may find it difficult at times, but I will supply you with fresh strength day by day. Live this day with joyous expectation, anchored in my sovereignty. I have all things under control, even when chaos seems rampant. Focus your gaze on my face, not on the whirlwind. If loneliness creeps in, do not yield to fear. Pray, and you will perceive my closeness. My bond with you and with your loved ones stretches beyond the boundaries of human comprehension. Keep believing, keep moving toward your dreams, and watch me do what you once considered impossible. At night, rest with a grateful heart, for gratitude is a mighty force. It stirs your spirit, shifting your perspective from despair to hope. You have power over your attitude. Never forget that, my dear child. I see the path you have traveled, the unique burdens you carry, the moments when emotions tangle themselves into knots. Sometimes you cry out, wondering if anyone truly understands. People may see only a fragment of your exterior, unaware of your hidden wounds. Yet I see everything. I am intimately familiar with every fragment of your story, your tears and silent pleas. I know how heavy your burdens are, and I long to set you free from that weight. Rest in my promises, for I will ease what has been pressing down upon you. I will demolish the walls that have caged you in sorrow. Nothing is too challenging for me, and I want you to sense the relief my presence brings. Those who belittle you or fail to see your worth will remain behind, for they have chosen to abandon faith. Your destiny lies with me, and you must not remain in the company of those who sneer at what is sacred. Have no fear of the road that stretches before you. You will never be alone. My protective shadow covers you from the scorching sun. I stand guard with my mighty arm, pushing back darkness and unveiling new horizons. My angelic host goes before you, clearing obstacles that once loomed threateningly. Your life is about to shift dramatically. You will marvel at how everything changes once you choose to align your steps with mine. When you heard my voice knocking at the door of your heart, you opened it. Now we journey as one. Your pain and regrets are receding into the distance. I flood your life with love and abundant joy. Like and share the video if you have trust in the words of the God. Subscribe to the channel if you love Jesus. My grace and kindness rest upon you, making all things new. You will find yourself drawing strength from my hand in ways you never imagined before. Problems that once appeared insurmountable will shrink and lose their power to intimidate you. This is not the hour to give up or sabotage your progress. It may feel like you are in a chrysalis of transformation, but even now, my love is crafting something precious in you. Like clay on the potter's wheel, you are in my hands, shaped by my touch. Every stroke of my hand has intention and purpose, and I mold you with infinite care. I want you prepared and fortified for the new dimension I am opening for you. You and those dear to you will flourish in that place. So release the burdens of anxiety. Listen closely. Come to me each day. Speak to me or simply sit quietly, soaking in my nearness. Cease your striving. Your peace in these moments of solitude reflects your trust in me. When you are calm in my presence, your thoughts become more orderly, your words and decisions guided by faith rather than fear. That is when desperation retreats, and you discover a wellspring of courage you never knew existed. I record each tear you shed. I see your prayers rising even when words fail. Depression and disillusionment have crashed against you like relentless waves, but you survived because you clung to me. Whenever a fresh wave tries to strike, you find yourself drawn to my door again. That is faith in action. That is how I am transforming you from the inside out. Though your lips felt too weak to articulate your sorrow, I perceived every layer of your pain. I healed you, breathed fresh joy into your spirit, and revived your will to fight. You have faced menacing giants without flinching, for my hand upholds you. You have stood at the threshold of despair and chosen hope instead. That is why I say, ask boldly. Whatever you need, I will supply. Your mind is being cleansed, and the wellspring of your heart pours forth holy devotion. Believe that all you lack is already granted. Rise up, courageous soul. Stamp your foot upon the ground as though staking your claim, for I have given it to you. Keep going. I march beside you. Every adversary trembles at my authority. Yes, you feel emotional turmoil swirling in your heart. But remember, I hold all power in heaven and on earth. I pour out blessings upon you like a gentle rain, soaking the dryness of your spirit until new life bursts forth. If you are weary today, come to me. Bring your exhaustion and burdens, and I will envelop you in an embrace that wipes away anxiety and stress. Pause for a moment. Breathe in my presence. Let your inner storms quiet down. Thoughts that assault your mind with self-accusation or condemnation must bow at my word. Hand me your worries. Close your eyes and listen to my still, small voice, whispering that you are cherished. Though you might feel cornered by an entire army of despair, fear not. Those feelings are fleeting illusions, powerless against my truth. Even discouragement cannot remain where my voice is heard. It must flee, never to return. I pour a sacred anointing into your innermost being, bringing healing to your mind, body, and soul. Each time you open your ears to my voice, you will find yourself stronger and more whole. My joy wells up within you like a crystal clear spring, quenching every thirst for meaning. Remember, you cannot find real lasting peace in anyone or anything else. Do not put your trust in those who claim they can fill your emptiness with shallow attention or fleeting words of praise. I alone am the wellspring of fulfillment. I want you to avoid repeating old mistakes, giving your heart and body away too quickly, hoping to find the love you so desperately crave. That path leads only to regret and heartbreak. Instead, surrender to me. It is not failure to acknowledge your past wounds. It is the first step to genuine healing. I stand ready to give you a fresh start, to restore what was lost, and to fill the emptiness inside you. My love and faithfulness will never waver. Even when you stumble, my grace will catch you. Do not fear that your imperfections will drive me away. I am fully aware of your weaknesses and have already provided mercy for each one. You come to me broken and contrite, desiring to be real and not hide behind masks of false perfection. I honor that honesty. Many masquerade as holy, but harbor bitterness and judgment. They come into my presence pointing fingers at everyone else's flaws. You are different, and that pleases me. Your spirit is gentle, your mind receptive, your heart open. If you do fall, I will help you rise, reminding you that condemnation does not come from me. Beware of anyone who tries to shame you or paint you as unworthy. Their accusations hold no weight if you stand fast in faith and humility. I am shaping you day by day, training you to enter the doors I am about to open. Right now, as you receive my words, supernatural occurrences are unfolding, fresh connections forming. Doors you never knew existed will begin to open. Opportunities disguised as problems will reveal themselves as blessings once you apply faith and patience. Not only will you see resolution, but you will discover new spheres of influence, new layers of peace, and new streams of provision. Understand this. The greatest treasure you can ever possess is my eternal love. I loved you before you even drew breath, and no mistake you make can repel my affection. Turn away from self-loathing. Bring your repentant heart to me, and watch how my grace covers you. I do not recoil from your failures or run from your sins. My mercy stands above it all. I see the sincerity of your heart, and I will not deny the genuine cries of a repentant spirit. There are those who clothe themselves in counterfeit righteousness, constantly criticizing others. But you do not follow that path. Your calm disposition and refusal to judge are signs of my love at work within you. If you slip, do not let shame hold you back. Approach me fearlessly, knowing I never grow weary of reminding you that you are mine. Come to me daily, intentionally setting aside time to hear my voice. Humility draws me close, and I delight in filling your soul with blessings beyond measure. I know material gain is not your main pursuit. Still, I promise to supply all that you need, and even more. Yes, I will set you up for moments of astounding grace so you can bless multitudes. You will stand strong and unafraid when the door of opportunity swings wide, while I orchestrate miracles in the unseen. Keep your faith strong. If waiting grows long, cling tighter to my words. They are life. They are your anchor in the storm. Miracles are happening even now. divine alignments, new relationships, breakthroughs in areas that once seemed blocked. Trials that threaten to overwhelm you will become stepping stones to growth and renewal. The greatest gift of all is my steadfast love, and you already possess it. Receive it anew. Sense my gentle touch upon your life, my protective mantle wrapped around you like a warm embrace on a cold night. You are precious, chosen, cherished. I see the struggles that weigh on you, the difficulties that vary from person to person, uniquely molded to test each one's faith. Yet every challenge that confronts you is known to me. I accompany you, weeping when you weep and rejoicing when you rejoice. When your endurance wears thin, my strength is made perfect in your weakness. When you come to me saying, I cannot go on alone, that is precisely when my power is most evident. I long to lift you from the mire of hopelessness. I want to break open the prison door of despair. I desire for you to taste and see my goodness. Yes, I understand sometimes it seems no one around you can grasp your hidden tears, but I do. My compassion far exceeds human understanding. People see only your outward facade, but I see the quiet tears of your soul. Let me assure you, your heartbreak matters to me, and now I take that burden from your hands, exchanging your anguish for my solace. The load that once bent your back under its cruel weight will feel light as a feather when my peace descends. Those who mocked or misjudged you will remain behind, for they do not want to walk where I am leading. I will keep loving them, but if they persist in disbelief, their path cannot merge with yours. You must go forward, and you will see new vistas open, new realms of divine favor. My protective shade will shield you. The blazing trials will not harm you. My mighty arm will fight off every threat. My angels, fierce in their devotion, will create a path where there seems to be none. Soon you will look back and celebrate that decisive moment you said yes to me. At that pivotal point, your life changed forever. Rejoice, for sorrow is losing its grip. Embrace the calm washing over you as I speak these words. Your hardships will not last forever. Now is not the time to surrender or undermine all you have achieved. You are undergoing a season of reshaping. As a potter works the clay, I am molding your life. Every turn of the wheel is for your ultimate good. I want you fully prepared, more steadfast in character, so you can stand confidently in the place of honor I have reserved for you. You will not be the tail but the head, leading with wisdom and love in that environment. So let go of those anxious thoughts, my child. Hear my voice daily. Speak with me. Share your fears or simply be still in my presence, resting in my endless care. Anxiety does not suit you. You wear peace beautifully. In that calm, your thoughts flow with clarity. Your words edify others. Anguish flees from a heart that rests in my presence. When you prayed in desperation, tears in your eyes, I was there wiping them away. Each time discouragement returned, you knocked on my door again. You came with trembling hands, and your tears filled a spiritual cup representing every plea your lips could not verbalize. But I understood your heart perfectly. I refilled you with courage. You continued your journey. Look at how strong you have become. You tackled giants with fearless resolve. Today, once again, you stand in my holy place. Ask of me. I am prepared to pour out blessings. From within you flows a spring of purity. Your thoughts are cleansed by my word. Place your needs before me and believe they are met. Arise, courageous warrior. Plant your feet on the earth I have given you. March forward. May the ground tremble beneath your faith as you stand firm. Yes, there will be jealous and cowardly enemies who resent the boldness of your steps, but my mighty hand is over you. I summon a shower of blessings upon you, saturating your dryness and dissolving your discouragement. If at any point you require extra strength, ask and I will provide it. If you are weary, come and rest in me. Let the swirl of the world grow silent as you find your refuge under my wings. Just pause, close your mouth, hush your thoughts. Listen to the hush of my breath as I whisper, peace, be still. Every fear bows to the authority of my voice. It cannot endure in the presence of perfect love. Even despair trembles, powerless to remain when it confronts my light. Once it departs, it will never reclaim you, for I have established a new day of freedom in your life. A supernatural balm flows through your soul, mending old wounds and reviving your heart with new vitality. After hearing my words, you will notice a daily renewal and an increasing joy that overtakes your gloom. The brightness of my love will well up inside you, unstoppable as a river in springtime. Beloved, remember that only I can fulfill the longing for perfect love in your heart. No human affection can replicate what I give. Let that truth guide your choices. If you have entrusted your heart to the wrong people in the past, it is time to let healing flow. The fact that you placed your hope in someone who failed you does not doom you to a life without love. You can stand up again. You are allowed to begin anew. I am faithful, and my intentions for you are always for good. I will not deny my love, my life, or eternity from the one who devotes themselves wholeheartedly to my ways. I am your provider, your shield. Do not fear that your needs will go unmet. I will supply your finances, break destructive habits, and distance you from false friends. At the perfect time, I will bring the right person into your life, someone who shares your faith and honors the treasure you hold within. But promise me you will not let doubt creep in. Do not give anyone else my rightful place in your heart. Proclaim your devotion out loud. Jesus, I love you. Say it repeatedly throughout the day. Let my joy rain down on you in overflowing measure. I delight in seeing your face shine with hope. This is exactly how I want you to live, filled with faith, brimming with happiness. Return here tomorrow, for new blessings await you. In heaven there are gifts custom-made with your name on them. Nothing can thwart my plan. Remember, I have already set in motion unstoppable favor for you. Abundance is coming. Liberation from crippling debts, supernatural wisdom, prosperity tailor-made for you and your family. And yes, even more than you dared to imagine. But the greatest treasure of all remains my everlasting affection for you. I have loved you from the start. I orchestrated countless blessings long before you could dream of them. Know this, my love for you stands eternal. Even when you turned away or sank in shame, I never stopped caring. If you think your flaws or stumbles drive me away, you misunderstand my heart. Nothing you do surprises me. My compassion is unshakable. The sincerity of your repentance, your willingness to come before me with transparency, is a precious jewel to me. I cannot be fooled by anyone, especially those who parade a facade of perfection or constantly criticize others. Your spirit is meek, your mind is open to correction, and your heart is pliable in my hands. Even if you slip, you will rise again. No mortal has the authority to condemn you if you persist in seeking my face day after day, humbly listening and eager to learn from my voice. I will respond to your dedication with blessings beyond your wildest hopes. I see your desire is not for money or fame, but for protection and blessing over your home. So I vow to grant that as well. In fact, I will grant far more than you have asked. I am preparing you for the moment the doors swing open. As you read or listen to these words, miracles are being orchestrated in the supernatural realm. People you have not yet encountered are being positioned to cross your path. Events that initially look like setbacks will lead you to fresh triumph. When you wield faith through unwavering trust, you will discover solutions that not only fix problems, but transform them into sources of abundant life. Above all, your inheritance in my kingdom is secure. You are no mere accident of fate, you are part of an eternal design, loved from the beginning. Your greatest gift is my never-ending love. Yes, hear my gentle whisper. You are cherished and always will be. My plan for you includes wholeness, joy, and a future full of hope. There is nothing you face that escapes my watchful eye. Every second, my thoughts are on you, longing to draw you close. I want you to sense my presence every time you breathe, to live each moment aware of my unwavering devotion. I watch how bravely you have tackled countless trials. There were instances you felt cornered, certain the burden would crush you, but you persevered. That was no accident. I was there, quietly strengthening you. Reflect on all those seemingly impossible predicaments you overcame once you surrendered your life to my guidance. Remember how each time you believed my promises, you found yourself standing in victory on the other side. Let that memory calm your anxious heart. Let my track record of faithfulness remind you that I do not forsake my beloved children. I realize it can be taxing to hold on to hope, especially when swirling circumstances threaten to swallow you. Yet, this is exactly when your testimony shines brightest, when external voices scoff and menacing thoughts taunt. Block them out with my truth. Shut out the intimidation of the enemy and hold fast to my word, for it is living and active. You are treasured beyond measure. Even before you existed, I envisioned a glorious future for you, brimming with promise and growth. Keep your chin raised, trusting that my love for you never falters. Banish sadness from your spirit. I give you reason to sing with joy. Press forward with your eyes fixed on my promises, for the victory is already yours. You may not see it fully yet, but it is there, like seeds planted in fertile soil, waiting for the appointed season to flourish. Yes, child, I love you. I will remind you of this truth every morning when dawn breaks and you open your eyes to a new day. Sense my nearness. If you feel alone, know that I have never left. If you pray and do not receive immediate answers, know I am still working on your behalf. I am persistent in sharing these words with you. Even when you doubt or your energy fades, I will keep speaking. If you wonder whether all your striving is worthwhile, whether it might be easier to give up, remember that my faithfulness endures and my love is unwavering. Your confusion cannot stop me from reaching out to you, for I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. I do not reject you because you wrestle with uncertainty or because your attitude sometimes falters. My beloved, nothing can separate you from my love. It is why I created you, to envelop you in a covenant so strong that no circumstance can break it, to see you bow your heart before me and adore me with every fiber of your being. When you worship in spirit and truth, my heart overflows and I unleash wonders in your life. Mountains move, barriers collapse, and doors fly open. If today you say to me with genuine conviction, I believe in you, then prepare for miracles. I want you to walk in righteousness, to feel protected and cherished. These days may be troubled, but I am steadfast. Even in your fragile moments, when your faith seems to waver, I remain by your side. If you fall behind, I will encourage you. If you need a hand to hold, I will offer mine. If you lose the strength to walk, I will carry you. You call me friend and have given me time in your life. In return, I have proven my devotion. That will not change. In the darkest seasons, I draw closer, providing rays of hope that break through any cloud of despair. Do not be intimidated by the turbulence of these times. Do not worry that I might forsake you. There is no impossibility I cannot conquer. I have parted seas, toppled mighty walls, and raised the dead. Why would your situation be beyond my reach? There is nothing I cannot do, my child. Let that promise anchor you in unshakable faith. Feel the calm and serenity of my presence. I want to wash away all your confusion with the living water of my love. Focus on what remains, not on what has been lost. The time you consider wasted, the doors you think have closed, the relationships that ended. None of these changes my plan for your life. The enemy tried to sow lies, telling you I do not care, that if I truly loved you, I would have spared you the heartache. But here I am, speaking a message of hope that resonates with your entire being. Listen to me. I love you more than you can fathom, and I will not abandon you in your season of trial. My glory will fill you, saturating your spirit with reassurance and strength to face the world's uncertainties. You will not walk in confusion, for I am the lamp guiding your path. Look up, dear one. I am wrapping you in my everlasting mercy. I cherish you, and that will never cease. Yes, my words of life are meant to be shared, so that all may receive the blessing you have encountered here. Spread these seeds of hope to those who ache for my touch. Let us build an army of light, weaving redemption through countless lives. Let my kingdom come in hearts that yearn for renewal. Though times are volatile, my truth endures. Let it be heard in every corner, carried by the lips of the grateful. You have drunk from the cup of my grace. Now share it generously. Many souls thirst for a love that cannot be found in earthly pleasures. You carry that love within you, my spirit. That is enough to renew entire households. Whether they are family, friends, or strangers, I invite you to reflect my compassion and generosity. Embrace them in love. Show them my heart by the kindness in your words, the patience in your actions, and the purity in your intentions. That is how the world will know you belong to me. I am with you at every sunrise. I cradle you in my arms at every twilight. My presence stands like a fortress, shielding you from the assaults of hopelessness. Your tears do not go unnoticed. Your battles have not been fought in isolation. Even if others fail to comprehend, I do. I am overjoyed whenever you whisper my name. As you continue your journey, do so with your spirit ablaze with faith, your soul at rest in my promise, and your eyes fixed upon me. I promise you the harvest is near, the tide is turning, and your heart will soon overflow with my goodness. I love you with an undying love, child. Trust in me with every breath, and watch as I do more than you ever thought possible. Amen. My beloved child, don't let this moment pass unnoticed. There's someone who needs to hear exactly what you've just received. What was spoken today was not random. It was divine timing. The days are growing shorter, but your light is growing stronger. You've been set apart, not to hide, but to shine. You are part of something unshakable, something eternal. If this message found its way into your soul, subscribe and come back. We're building something eternal, one truth at a time. Share this with someone walking through confusion. Help them find clarity. Until we gather again, walk in grace, speak with purpose, and live each day as one awakened by truth. Amen.